Hello friends, welcome to ADO.NET tutorial. Now we will see how to edit the specific row using the typed data objects. To edit a row, we will get it from the typed data table. So you know that we need to use the find method and locate the row. Then modify the DB fields it exposes as a member variable, right? We know that once you locate the row, you can find the DB fields as a member variable in the located row. So you have to modify the DB fields. So to modify, we already have the UI, right? Once you pick the list of IDs here, the DB fields will be displayed, or the UI will display the selected rows content. User can modify the selected content. Then from here, we can update the DB field of the row. Push the modified content to the DB by calling the update method. Right. So in the new, in the insert flow, what we will do, we will create a new row and add that to the existing data table rows. Right. This new row will recognized by the update method and it will put the insert statement. But in case of a update, we will locate a row and modify the content, right, by changing the fields. Right here from UI, we will push the specific row modified value and that will be displayed here. And when you invoke the update, the data adapter knows that this is an existing row. Based on ID, it will identify it's an existing row and some of its contents are modified. So instead of supplying the insert, this time the method will invoke the update statement to push the changes back to the database. While inserting, updating, or selecting, we may encounter null values. In our example, when you are selecting, you will not encounter any null value because all our jobs table fields in the backend is set with not null constraint. That means the database does not allow null. So when you are reading, you will not encounter a null value. But when you move to some other example, there will be a possibility of getting a null value for the fields. Right. So while selecting, even when you do insert and update, that time also you may encounter a null value. But our job table does not allow any null value, and hence we need to make sure all fields have valid value. So when performing the insert as well as update, or simply when you make a call to update. Right. So this null problem exists when you perform the update because backend database doesn't allow null. So it's good to do the validation before pushing the update. But in our example, we are not doing that null check in insert as well as update. But here we are just giving the indication to you that it is good to do the null check because user may push a null value to the database in the form of insert or update. Typed dataset provides method is field name null. Say for example, if we take max level, is max null level null. So that's the method, and you can use that to check whether that particular field is null or not. Similarly, if you want to set null for a specific field, you can use set db field name. That means set, for example, min level null. right? That will set minimum level field to null. So you can use these two functions. In our example, we are not using it, but here in the concept, we are just giving these method names. In our example, we will change the job details displayed in the screen, edit it, and update the edited content to the DB. So that's the flow we will do. The list box is displaying the IDs, job IDs. Once you pick the ID, the relevant field will be displayed in the right side pane. User can make changes to the displayed fields in the UI pane, then they can click the update button. If you see here, as usual, we are getting the table adapter, then filling the data table. After that, we get job ID from our UI field, right? Because clicking the job ID populated our field. So now we are getting the field name from our form and we got the job ID now. Next, from job table, we are making call to find by job ID, right? Find by is the method, job ID is the field name. We used that in our previous videos also, and we supply the selected job ID. Now we got the row to edit, right? From list box, from our label, we are picking the text and we convert that as a short form of job ID. That means job ID data type short. Then we give that to the find by job ID method to locate the row. Once the row is located, we will modify the located row, max level, min level, and job description with the content modified by the user. txt max level, txt min level, and txt job description. Finally, on the adapter, right, job table adapter, we make call to update. And if you see, this update method is smart enough to know it examines the job table and knows which one is the inserted row. Let's state that this is newly inserted row and this one is updated row in the job table. So the update method is smart enough to know which one is newly inserted row and which one is updated row. So accordingly, it will supply the relevant insert and update statement to the backend database. Since here we are handling the update, so we state that job edited and we display the edited ID. Alright, this specific row identified by the job ID is edited. That's what we are displaying. Alright, now let's go to the demo. So now we are implementing the update. So as usual, we get the job table. So once user clicks the specific job ID, say for example, for inserting the new row, they need to click new. For update, they can pick what row they want to update. Say for example, if user want to update job ID 6, they can pick that, right? Job ID 19, they can pick that and the fields are populated. Then they can modify the displayed value and they should click the update, right? So this is the label 19, right? From that 19 or from that label, we are getting the text and that will give us the job ID, right? This label that will give us the job ID, and then we are making call to find by job ID method on our job table to locate the row. So now we have the job row located by the ID and we are calling that as row to edit. So as already told, user will modify the populated fields, right? So we push the content from our UI to this row to edit fields, right? Max level, minimum level, and job description. We cannot modify the row ID, I mean the job ID, but we can modify other fields. So that's why we are pushing the content from our UI to the jobs table row. Finally, we make a call to update method and report the updated row. Now let's run this and pick job ID 19. We will make editor 1 as editor 2, and here we will keep this as 31 and 91. Since we haven't done any null field validation, picking the update will fail. So that's why here we are using the we are entering valid value for all the fields. So if you want to check for null, then you need to make use of isNull method here and take the appropriate action, or you can display an error message to the user. Alright, now let's click the update, and you can see job ID edited ID is 19, and job description is changed to editor 2. Right, now it is showing editor 2, and we can examine that here as well. You see, job ID 19 and editor 2, this min max level also modified. So just now you saw the demo. Thank you for watching. Bye.